from 2015. Partisan Judge Needham's fail to support impartial Judge Heydon. Needham is failing in her basic duty of care as New South Wales Bar President. It is inconceivable Needham should retain her position with such a partisan position as she has taken when failing to appropriately protect the reputation of a Royal Commission and Heydon. For the sake of the independence of her position, Needham must go. Old socialist Joe Biden, who has contributed nothing worthwhile to either of Obama's administrations, is looking like being the idiot to campaign for Democrats. Hillary is failing fast, sinking on her own record, but the talent pool for U.S. Democrats is very shallow. Partisan Ray Martin expresses an opinion about Australia's involvement in Syria, only it isn't realistic, but spiteful and catty. Martin says Australia is trying to distract from domestic policies, just as when Jason Clare unleashed a drugs in sport meme, which found no drugs in sport. Except Clare was distracting from issues, and Abbott is addressing international needs as a statesman, as well as addressing domestic issues appropriately, and Martin hates that. From 2014. One article is about remembering why soldiers died serving Australia. Another is about Melbourne worrying about Sydney's iconic bridge. Thing is, Sydney's people didn't care about either. It doesn't matter that Sydney's iconic harbour bridge is or is not bigger than a less celebrated one in Sydney, but the deaths of soldiers anywhere should be moving, and the personal connection should not be ignored. It is foundational to what makes Australia today, but their sacrifice then, much might be different. World War I is sneeringly referred to as family feud by many who point out that war is senseless and that war was big and senseless. There is no disputing that lives were wasted, but the casual, uninformed dismissal of the war is wrong. There were many attempts to do things right, and the tragedy was how self-interest and mistaken do-gooders operated to harm those in harm's way. Had the UK been successful at Gallipoli in 1915, the war may well have been over within a year. Russia might not have collapsed to the communists. Tens of millions might never have died in that war, and that is only one such decisive plan. Germany under Kaiser was belligerent, and the world could not tolerate her success or criminal international activity. It is true that World War II had seeds sown from World War I, but that is more relevant to how the peace was managed. But as for the serving soldier who fell, honor them. It wasn't what they wanted in life, and it isn't what was deserved. We need people willing to serve, willing to do what is right in extraordinary circumstances. Some say they didn't die for the right reasons, for the state, for God, for loved ones. Damn straight. The survivors get to say why they served. The dead have lost the voice they had, yet the voice they had spoke loudly in the fact that they served. The ABC is campaigning against Australia in cultural assets. The despicable Gosford Anglican got an enormous soapbox on 7:30 Report, which gushingly assured viewers that it was an ordinary Christian church. It is a small church with an insular community that at any instance does not declare that it is dedicated to serving God. They worship fads that are strongly left-wing political. For them, the issue is not border protection or saving lives from being drowned or dedicated to paying pirates. Instead, their issue is equity, and they favor drowning poor people to achieve it, or they favor taxation and wealth redistribution, if the ALP do it, or they favor changing the Australian Constitution to reflect privileges for race. The God I know and serve is not the same. I'm not an authority, but the one I serve is different. The 7:30 Report also gleefully declared a $7 co-payment for visiting a doctor dead. How about the co-payments for public transport, university, schools, roads? Channel 9 has entered the culture wars in defense of a dog. Hugo, slated for destruction after its owner allowed it to walk the neighborhood unleashed. It is a pit bull cross and quite ugly. If they really loved their dog, they would treat it better, not exploit its life for media exposure. That's it for today. If you come by this video at a later time and you like it, like it. Also, feel free to comment and share. Spread the love. Be well.